Hi everyone. As I was going through the assigned reading this week, I found myself thinking back to my undergraduate days where I shared an apartment with four other individuals. One was a young lady from Kentucky who had a very strong Southern accent. But if you pointed it out to her, she would totally deny it, and she would try to use proper or standard English just to try to prove you wrong. But I also lived with three Japanese exchange students. Two spoke English really well, and the other had some struggles. But we spent a lot of hours outside of classes working with each other, just trying to teach each other each language. Um, I can now tell you happy birthday in Japanese, but I don't remember much else. But in the classroom setting, I've only ever had the chance to work with a young man who was from Puerto Rico. He spoke Spanish, and he also had disabilities. He's blind, and he also had a goalball injury that had affected his head. Um, and his speech was also affected. His speech, whether he was using Spanish or English, it was almost incoherent most of the time. Um, but through that experience of not knowing what he's saying or him not really understanding what I'm saying, we managed to kind of complete a life skills project together with mostly nonverbal communication, which was kind of challenging at the time because I'm also visually impaired. So if he's pointing to something, I don't know what but anyway, off topic. I think the skills that I need to work on would be almost everything is when it comes to ELLs is that I need to be more focused and take more time to work with them and to research and culture, things like that. I am very patient, so I think that would be something well that I would work with by providing that time and that patience to be supportive. Um, well, some of the things I learned through the reading, and definitely isn't everything, that would be beneficial for me as a teacher with English language learners is to be consistent and have a routine, to be able to go slower and to teach and reteach things, to mm, well, there is. I know that there are programs that I can implement to provide educational support to those students. Um, when looking at um, when looking at what the student needs, um, there are some accommodations within the classroom that will help or could help these students, like having the English language dictionary for Spanish and English, or Japanese and English, whatever the language is. Providing them more time to finish assignments or shorter, more specific assignments, using words and phrases that are, consistent with what their understanding is. Um, let's see. I think that by teaching these students some strategies of their own, other than just strategies implemented in the classroom, would be like study skills, things like that, would be helpful. And providing the students the chance to interact with their English speaking peers, that would be really great. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. So thanks.